Okay, you guys, so we're going to get started here using the Duo Brush On Adhesive Lash Glue. And we're going to apply that to the eyebrows and use that to kind of smooth down the hairs and keep them in place before we put on our brow pomade. So that's me here using my spoolie to brush those eyebrow hairs down, making sure they're nice and smooth and flat. And here we are doing the other brow. This is my sister, Leilani. I don't know what she was talking about. I kept telling her, put your hands down. So next we're going to go in with our LA Girl Brow Pomade. You can find this at your local beauty supply store. It's comparable to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade. And this is in the color dark brown. And we're going to just lightly fill in the brow. We don't want to be too harsh. And we're going to mimic the brow strokes in the direction that her eyebrows naturally go. And that's why it helps to use that eyelash glue to kind of mold the brow hairs down, so everything can be nice and smooth and all going in the same direction. So I mainly concentrate the product towards the tail end of the brow. And you'll see here in a minute, I lightly feather the front end, but you want to keep the front as natural as possible. No blocky brows, guys. No blocky brows. Now we're going in with our LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is like my favorite concealer. And this is in the color Pure Beige. I really like this concealer because it's really easy to work with. It doesn't dry down too fast and it blends out really, really well. So once again, I'm concentrating that product from midway to the tail end of the brow. I'm really not going to go too heavy in the front because we want to avoid any harsh lines and we want to keep the blending really, really smooth. Okay, up next, we're going in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill mini palette, the Nude Palette. I've had this palette for so long that the name of the palette is no longer on the front of it, but it's the palette with all the browns and nudes. And we're going to go ahead and start with our crease and transition color. We just picked a nice natural nude. And then that first color was Mugshot. And now we're going in, concentrating on the outer V in the same palette with the color Secret, which is like a darker brown. Next, we're going to softly cut the crease. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. We're using that same LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Pure Beige. And we're just going to softly cut the crease. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to blend it out really well. I just wanted to get a nice base on the eyelid and make sure that we keep those browns concentrated to the outer V and the crease. So here I am cutting that crease, and then I'm going to blend that out. So I'm using the same blending brush that I used to apply my crease color. I didn't add any more product on the brush. I'm just using what's already on the eyelid and whatever else was remaining on the brush to softly blend out that line of the cut crease. And then I'm going to use a flat brush and dip it into my translucent powder. I use the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. And I'm just going to put the translucent powder on there because I do like the color that the concealer gave me. Next, I'm going in with an angle brush and I'm dipping into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina palette in the color Credit, which is like a nice chocolatey brown. And I'm making my eyeliner with the eyeshadow. Now we're ready for the foundation. I'm using NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. And this is in the color Warm Honey. Using a damp, gosh, I can't talk. Using a damp beauty blender to apply that. And now we've concealed under the eyes and all the high points of the face with that same Pro Conceal in Pure Beige. And then we're going in with the Juvia's Place foundation stick in the color Guinea to contour. Make sure you contour that nose, girl. And you want to start the contouring of the nose at the front end of the eyebrow all the way to the end of the nose, and do the same on the other side. And that's naturally where your shading is on your face. So you want to make sure you make those things connect, and that'll make a more smooth, effortless look. And voila, we are blended. We're using a Real Techniques foundation brush to go ahead and blend all of those in and to create a seamless look. We don't want any lines. Everything should be blended together. Next, we're going in again with our Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, our setting powder, and we're going to hit all the places where we put our highlight. Quick tip, anytime you're using a cream or a liquid, you must set with a powder, whether that's a translucent powder, a loose face powder, a foundation powder. You must set a cream or a liquid with a powder, and that keeps your makeup intact all day. And we're going to do a reverse contour here. So we're going to go right up under where we put that contour, and that's just going to create more of a chiseled chic look. Next, we're going into the waterline with the NYX Wonder Pen, and this is in the color Light. It's like a nude waterline color. We don't put white in our waterlines anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It just, no. And we're going to go in with a small fluffy blending brush. And we're going back into that Morphe palette. And we're going to go back into the color Mugshot. And we're going to put that color down first. And then we're going to go in with the color Secret a little bit closer to the lash line. And that's going to create that nice buttery brown, kind of a smoky soft glam. And now we're going to go in with the best bronzing contour palette ever. It's the Ruby Kisses True Complexion Contour Palette. And this is in light to medium. And we're going to use that first shade on the left and mix it a little bit with the shade in the middle. And go over all the areas where we put our contour down. And just bronze up the face a little bit. A lot of times, once you put your translucent powder and face powder on, you kind of lose a little bit of your color, and that's where the bronzer comes in. I did apply face powder on her loosely before this part. And now we're going to go in with the blush. This is a very old blush palette that I've had like forever. I can't even remember where it came from, but I'm using like a berry and a peach within the palette, mixing those two colors together. And this is my lash brand, Rayna Beauty, and that's in the style Mia. And here's my favorite part, the lip combo. So this is my favorite lip liner of all time. It's from NYX, and it's in the color Nutmeg. And then we're going to go over that with just a little bit of a darker lip liner from LA Girl in the color Brown to kind of make it have a little bit more depth. And then we're going in with a liquid lipstick. This is a Sephora liquid lipstick in the color Nude. And then we're going to go slightly back over with our dark brown lip liner just to blend all that in. Again, we're trying to create no lines. And y'all, this is like the best lip gloss ever. It's like a cinnamon butter color. It's from Artist Couture, and it's in the color X-Rated. Y'all, when I say I fell in love with this lip gloss, I'm on my like third tube. I keep one for my clients, and I have like two in my purse. It's like the best lip gloss ever. Artist Couture X-Rated. Look at that. Ooh. Now we're going in with a little bit of shimmer. We're using MAC Gold Deposits. It's a mineralized skin finish. Y'all, this is like a classic. It's a little on the pricey side because it's MAC, but this is one of my go-tos. And we're going to hit up the cheeks a little bit, on the nose. Look at that cheek. Ooh, baby. A little bit on the forehead. Now we're going to spray, baby. You must use a setting spray. I'm using a matte finish spray from NYX. And then a little trick that I also use, I use the butt of my beauty blender when the setting spray is almost completely dry. And I just go on top of all those powders and just make sure that it's set into the skin. You don't want to have a powdery face. That's just not the move. But there she is. She looks great.